Alright, well I apologize for the lack of any videos for the past 2 weeks, and any good videos, like, real videos that I put a lot of time in, for longer than that. But, as well as reviews, really. But today I'm going to review the Sony PlayStation 2 in accordance with the Need for Speed Carbon review that's going to be coming eventually. This is my second system, maybe. Yeah, I think so. After the PS1, of course, and I have the fat one. I think I got this in either 2000 or 2001. I'll just go over it a little bit, some of the main features. Down here you have 2 USB ports, and that looks like, it has an iLink symbol, so, FireWire, 4-pin FireWire. Then up here we have 2 memory card slots and 2 controller ports. They could use the old PS1 controllers in here, but sometimes they won't work with all PS2 games. You have to use a DualShock 2 for that. And there are 2 different memory cards for the PS2 and PS1. They both fit in here. Then a DVD drive. Yes, a DVD drive. Just like the PS3 nowadays, where there's a good reason to buy a PS3 because of the Blu-ray. It was about the same price as your average Blu-ray player, and then you could play, PS3 games on it as well. It's kind of like the same thing with this, except with DVDs. And then your reset button here and your eject button here, they both light up when you have it plugged in. You can have it on standby with the switch in the back, like the PS3. If you have it on, then the reset light will be red, and then you press either of these two to turn it on. If you press the eject button, it'll turn it on, then open the DVD drive. So you have your, where you plug in for your power, obviously. Here we have the AV multi-out, which supports, as far as I know, composite video and component cables. I have some of the component cables. They do enhance the visuals a little bit, but there's actually one game that I know of that supports high-definition graphics through component cables. That is Gran Turismo 4. You could, I think, 780p and is it 1080p or 1080i? I can't remember. But yeah, it makes that game look a lot better, and you wouldn't expect HD graphics out of PS2, being what? It's released in 2000, so what, like 9 years now? Also on the back here you have optical, for your sound and whatnot. That just goes in there. And then an extremely dusty fan. I don't really clean this, but it still works perfectly fine. Then an expansion bay down here. You pull that off, and that's where reveals a big gaping hole. You can kind of see through there with the the grates on the front, or whatever you want to call it. This is for a hard drive. And it would plug in, right there. And also your network adapter for online gaming. That plugs in right there too. I don't have either of those though, so I can't show you. The Dreamcast was ready for online gaming, but you have to buy something extra for the PS2 once games started to support that. Yeah, so that's basically it for the system itself. Again, with the DVD thing, I don't really remember how it went for me, but I didn't really have too many DVDs. I think we started getting a few once we got the PS2. I know we got the PS2 before we got a DVD player. So that's one of the reasons why I have, I have this, which is the remote, like, if it was just a regular DVD player. You got your play, pause, and all this stuff. There is a like a little thing that plugs in the controller port for that. Like, I guess it would be infrared, like all the other remotes, but I can't find that, so I don't know where that is. Can't show you that either. Also, yeah, I do have 5 memory cards. They have 8 megabytes of storage. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. If you play a lot of the show, then you'll have a lot of save files eventually. I usually didn't tend to delete too many of them. Also, unlike hard drives in your modern systems, especially PS3, since it's on the inside, it's a lot harder to lose hard drives than it is memory cards. I know I've lost a couple. And also, just to prove to you, here's a PS1 memory card that just fits right in there. Same thing. Also, the only way to get wireless controllers, as always, it's a standard to have the developer of the console to come out with wireless controllers for it. As before this generation, it's all been third party. Here I have I don't know how you say that, Logitech wireless controller. Runs on 2 AA batteries, and like the DVD remote, has something to plug in the front, which I also can't find. I stopped using this a while back though, because the X button sticks a lot for me and interferes with gameplay. But other than that, it's a pretty solid controller, and it worked fine before that. I had no problem with it. So I just want to do that really quick. Hopefully it was really quick. And then Need for Speed Carbon review coming soon. One of my favorite PS2 games, actually. Even though it didn't actually come out for just the PS2, obviously. But so should you get this, I'd say, yeah, they're still making games for it, they're still making the systems, and you can get one new for $100 and games used for really, really cheap, like probably $10 at the most. At least maybe some better ones cost more than that. But I know Gran Turismo 4 I saw was like $8 or $9 last time I went to Game Crazy, so that's well worth it. Also, if you don't have a PS1 or PS3, you can play your PS1 games on this. You'd have to find a memory card if you want to save games, though, because you can't save PS1 games on PS2 memory cards. So you'd have to find a memory card, and then but the controller for the PS2 works for that too, so you don't have to get an original one. And I guess if you don't have a DVD player, that might come in handy, but it's not 2000 anymore, so I'm assuming most people have DVD players. But this might be a good alternative to any of your next-gen consoles if you're kind of low on money, you want to see some new games, and some of the PS2 exclusives that you can't play anywhere else that are excellent. As usual, thanks for watching. Hopefully more videos to come and all that stuff.